time, don't worry. A.J.T. But it's all like second year anniversary tomorrow, but you still don't know about his bloody name. Same on Saturday was great.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Right, it's Monday night, everybody. Welcome to Borough Fan TV and the Monday Night Club. Tonight joining me is AJT. Welcome to the show, mate.
How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. Interesting week to look back on AJ in the world of football and Borough. An 8th consecutive home tie in the FA Cup for Borough. Dodged a bit of a bullet not going to Man City in the League Cup last week.
Massively.
An impressive 3 points from the visit to Birmingham on Saturday.
Yeah.
Aitor's gone walkies again, this time at Forest. And,
is that over that? Just so we all know, is that?
Yeah, I think we'll talk about. It looks like Martin O'Neill's going to get the job there, so looks what's happening at Forest. Yeah. And the Peeping Toms at Leeds remain top of the league. So yeah, loads to talk about as usual. Again, we're going out live, Borough fans. So get your views in and your thoughts. Me and AJ will have a talk about them as well. So it's your show, remember. So get in touch with us. So AJ, going back to last Monday, we were speculating on who the Borough would get in the 4th round of the FA Cup, and we've got the Tony Pulis transport to Bridge Derby in a home game in Newport County.
And like I say, Martin Tyler, he's in there somewhere, isn't he?
Oh, there's all sorts.
Lenny Lawrence could be coming back. That name will only be mentioned once, and that's the only time it gets mentioned. Is that he could be... So he must have a pairing with something to do with Newport, Lenny Lawrence, is he?
Lenny Lawrence, he works in the coaching staff there at Newport. Yeah, he's like as an advisor to the manager.
Martin Tyler's got shares of him or something.
Oh,
have you seen that?
No, I didn't know about that.
He was all in the Newport gear against against Leicester.
Leicester, yeah.
And he's something to do with Newport, but, you know, like I say, I'm back of the transporters. And overall, it's going to be a good game. In many respects, I mean, listen, man, they're fans. What a game that is.
Yeah. I think they'll bring a good following in. They've not played at the Riverside before, and I know the club today released the ticket pricing, and again, they've done well. £10 for season ticket holders, adults, £2 for kids. So really, Borough fans should back this game. So they should get there.
£2 for kids. Yeah, I mean, how can you say no to bring your kids to the game? What, £12?
£12 for 2 of you to go to a match.
Or even, what, 17 if you're not a season ticket holder, you know? So... That's fantastic. Like I say, my FA Cup. For me, I love the competition, James.
Yeah.
I love the FA Cup to bits. So it's one of them. But like I say, how many are they bringing? I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah. I think they could bring 3,000 or 4,000 maybe. You never know.
Please, it's not away from home, mate. I'm so pleased because that must be hours away. That
it is. It's a long way. It's just round the corner from Swansea, Cardiff. So it's a long trip. You might get it as a replay, mate. You never know.
Listen, and I'm glad that I didn't have to jump in the sea, because remember what I said last time, if we got beat by Burton...
Yeah, don't be going to make any promises these next 10 days or so, mate, about that
Absolutely
one.
not.
Yeah. We also spoke last week about the opening of the transfer window, and in the departure lounge already has gone Connor Ripley. He's gone to Preston. Yeah. Did that surprise you, AJ?
It did a bit. I'm a bit gutted because you've got to think, in long term, if Flanagan goes in the summer, Stimmy's, another year.
Yeah.
Ripley, for me, I get why he's gone in many respects, because you're never going to get a look in for maybe a couple of seasons for as long as Randolph's here. He said he's happy to go there, so as his dad lives and whatnot, but I am a bit gutted because Ripley was coming on, and Accrington Stanley, he was doing a good job for them, but you know, what we can do is wish him all the best. What was he, 26 when he went?
He's only a young lad, and I mean, I know the club have apparently put in a... sort of like they've got first refusal to buy him back, and they've also put like sort of like a clause where we're going to get so much money from any future sales as well. So the club obviously do think there's a good keeper in there, and I think he is. And like I say, I was just a little bit surprised that maybe, like you said there, Dimmy and Lonergan are getting on a little bit. Maybe not a problem for goalkeepers, but he's a good up-and-coming keeper, Ripley.
Absolutely. Like I say, I think he's more of a trusted sort of goalkeeper than what we have Lonergan or Dimmy in there. But you know, again, you know, it's a kid that's come through the academy, and we've let him go. And for me, I'm one of these fans that I want to see all these youth players be given a proper chance. Back in the day when we had like McMahon playing, Davies and Taylor and everyone else. Well, let's have Ripley in there for a couple of games.
You like to see local lads having their chance.
In pre-season, he didn't do a bad job, did he? So.
Just going back to the Newport thing there, thanks for getting in touch, Bluebirds TV. We've given Newport apparently 5,000 tickets for that game. That'd be fantastic to see them bring 5,000 here, wouldn't it?
The noise would be really good. And, you know, Bluebirds, know them on a personal friendship level. Make sure you come up with them as well, because he told me, Chris, that's what his name is, but that's going to be some atmosphere. I think I might get a ticket in there, ain't you? You know what I mean? If Borough are going to take 15,000, lads, I'll jump in with the Newport fans and have a dance with them for the night.
Yeah, no, it should be good atmosphere. Yeah. Good stuff. One or two people getting in touch there about this new player,
brilliant player.
Yeah, what do you know about him, mate?
What I know is that he's a brilliant striker in the MLS.
Right.
Is
that a worry because it's MLS? Do you think he can transfer that into the Championship?
I look back at the sort of players that have come from the MLS, and Donovan that went to Everton, didn't do too bad, but only lasted 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And obviously I know Defoe went out there, but he came back, and like I say, even when he came back, he went to Sunderland, then he didn't really have much of a look in.
Yeah.
Does it affect the player? Well, this is our days. He's played all his career in the MLS, and it's kind of like when you see the American football, not to sort of put it down or whatever, but it's not quite Championship level when you watch MLS. Yeah. It's kind of like a League One league sort of too, and that's no disrespect to any sort of level of football in there, but Zardes, from what you can see in him, I think he got 25 goals in 38 games.
So he'll still be good players in that league, isn't there?
Well, like I say, he played for the top team, LA Galaxy. Yeah. Zlatan came in, he went to Columbus Crew.
Yeah.
But he's a young lad, he's under the age of 28, and if he can come over here, like Kikamara, I think even Kikamara I didn't mind, but obviously he went wherever because he went back to Columbus Crew.
Yeah.
So he obviously, and listen, I mean, if Kamara can give him a good word, Zardes and say, it's not a bad club going.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, Zardes is quick, he can, you know what I mean, and he's got the pace, he's got the flair, and he can also shoot from outside the box and put it in the back of the net. So if he comes, give him time and let's see what he's like. Yeah.
Jack Hunter, thanks for watching, Jack. Jack's a big fan there, Zardes, so he'd like to see him come. Thanks for watching, Francis Pape. Thanks for watching, Joe Scott, lads. Cheers, boys. Keep in touch with your views. Moving on to another thing, Leeds game. It's been moved to a 1 o'clock kick-off now on a Saturday. Do you think that'll affect the atmosphere or anything, AJ?
Nah, listen, when Leeds come to town, I really love it. I honestly, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I look dead down the camera now. I love when you come to town, Leeds. Like, it really gets me excited. And you know what I mean, watch out for the preview, because no doubt I'll be getting a load of stick in the comment section. But if we win that game, I'll be giving you the stick back. But Leeds 1 o'clock, it's you know what I mean, it's a great game when we play Leeds, and it's even better when we beat them. But that's, you know what I mean, that's obviously for a different story. Don't want to speak too soon. But
that's it. It's still a few weeks away yet. But I think the only thing for me is I'm glad it's on a Saturday rather than a Friday night or a Sunday.
Yeah.
I'd rather play them on a Saturday, and 1 o'clock's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
I still think there'll be a good crowd there, good atmosphere.
It'll be a tough game because, you know, as much as Borough fans have cracked with Leeds, you've got to look at them respectively in the football sense. You know what I mean, the top of the league for a while. Yeah. And why they're there? Well, they're playing good football. Yeah,
they're playing really well. Can't knock them.
You know, as much as I want to be peeping Toms, as we said, the football on the pitch. And listen, I watched Forshaw the other night against Derby, and Forshaw was outstanding. He did everything right to his job. Yeah. And you just look at individuals in that team, and you just think, yeah, Borough can beat him, because Borough gave him a cracking game earlier on in the season.
Place, yeah, you're right.
And I thought we held our own, and it could have gone either way. But that's just good, and I just think, you know, it's the same as many games a season, Derby way, whereas if you switch off, they're going to punish you. Derby punishes after a minute and a half for not even switching on. It's one of them whereas when you play the sort of lead side, you've just got to watch out for every single area of that pitch, because they've got it mastered.
They've got players who are threats all across the pitch, haven't they? They're a good team.
Yeah,
I mean,
brilliant team.
I know you referred to it a little bit there, going back to Spygate and what happened there with Derby last week. What did you make of all that, AJ?
Deducting points would, if I was if I was a member of the FA, I'd said, right, Leeds United, you're banned from Ellen Road, you're not playing there for the rest of the season. But deducting how many points you've got this season.
Bit extreme, yeah.
Extreme or not, mate. Listen, it has to be done. If it was anyone else, on a serious note, I think they would have been punished for it. Yeah.
Do you think the punishment should be at the club, or do you think it should be at the manager, or a fine, or what do you think it should be?
A fine towards the manager. I mean, listen, the guy did it twice.
Yeah.
He did it the one time, rang Lampard.
And that's all we know. It could well be even more than that, couldn't it?
And then, you know, as soon as the police are called, that tells me then if it's a legal thing, right, to go and watch. And I've heard about this Andre Villas-Boas when he was under Mourinho. He used to go and do it, but nothing ever got said. But I'm thinking, well, if it's a legal thing, you're allowed to do it. Why not if you're in the bush?
Yeah.
Why are you not standing, literally on their pitch, on their training pitch, with all the other fans that go and watch them? I'm watching them.
Do you think it's just like a culture thing? Because obviously, probably this thing does go on a lot in South America and Argentina.
Well, maybe it does, but
it's not something we really hear about.
It's unknown around here. You know, in England, it's. I think in England, with the way we play football, a lot of it is respectful and it's fair play. Yeah. And what you've done there is you've come to England, you've managed your team, but you've disrespected to probably one of the highest orders. It ain't fair. Yeah. Nobody wants to see, you know what I mean? Inside this English game, we don't do that sort of thing. And if he doesn't know the culture, well then switch on and learn that. That's not what we do. But I just feel like, I don't think even deducting the 3 points against Derby wouldn't be a bad thing, because what you did was wrong. You cheated. You cheated to win the game. Derby didn't go cheating. Derby didn't send no one. They turned up to play the game, and they got beat 2-0. It is what it is. And as well as what Leeds played, it just, in the back of my mind, I just think, how can you celebrate that when you've just went to cheat to win?
It maybe leaves a bit of a sour taste because I don't think points will be taken off him or anything like that. I think there might be a small fine. I think Joe Scott there, Joe said about I won't be surprised if Leeds get a fine for what happened. I think he'll open a whole can of worms if points get taken off him. Like you say, I don't even think they need to stoop to that level this year. The way they've been playing, and at the end of the day, if they do get promoted, I don't think he'll take the shine off them if they did go. But people will always throw back at them now. Yeah, well, how many matches did you go spying on the opposition for? And it's like, don't need to do it, do they?
For as long as he's in charge, anyone they beat, whether you're a top team or you're a low team, everyone's going to say, yeah, I know, but you spied.
Yeah.
And there's always been a speculation of, well, you know, did he go and spy on our team to win the game?
Yeah.
It's a silly thing to do, because what it then does is it affects him. Well, it actually affects his reputation.
Yeah.
And something he's got to live with, and it also affects Leeds. And as I say, people don't like us, but the reason why they don't like you is you're going to do idiotic moves like the one. You know what I mean? It's true.
Just had to be them, didn't it?
Yeah, but it's true. You know what I mean? They say, oh well, I don't understand it. Well, now you need to understand that when you do these silly things, people are like, it ain't big, it ain't clever. Just play fair.
Yeah. At the weekend we went to Birmingham, and our former manager Gary Monk, however, another Borough boss before then, Karanka, left his post after much speculation. Said he'd had a breakdown with the relationship with the club owners. All a bit reminiscent of things that have happened in the past with Aitor. What did you make of it all?
When I first seen it, it just took me back to the Charlton game. When obviously he kicked off in Middlesbroughs and he went where he went and we got beat 2-0. It's a disaster. But I'm saying, I don't know how true these things are. Whenever you're reading them and you're seeing that apparently if Forest didn't win the next 2 games, something like that, he was going to be gone. And
strange timing, because I mean, before Saturday there were 4 points off the final playoff place. It's not like they were miles away from the top 6 or anything like that. They've had a half decent season. For a Karanka team, they've been scoring a fair few goals as well recently.
You know, fair enough, he spent a lot of money, but even at Borough, we weren't like, as much as we were in the top 2, we were always in and around the area.
Yeah.
It's almost like a lack of trust, I feel, or maybe it's frustration on the Forest sort of board.
Yeah.
He spent 50 million and they wanted to be in the top 2, but we got to understand there's a lot of good teams in this league.
Yeah. And
inside maybe the top 8, when you've got the likes of West Brom, you got the Borough, you got Leeds, you got Norwich, and you got Forest. Forest beat us up here. They're a good team.
Yeah.
With, Karanka got them playing well. I feel like it's frustration because, as we all know, Forest got a lot of history. It is a top club, Nottingham Forest. And that's why I feel like the fans maybe got frustrated with him. But at the same time, you can't be frustrated with Karanka because he's just trying to do a job.
Yeah.
If it wasn't this season, it'd be next season.
There's only 3 teams can go up this year, mate. And like you've already said there's about 8 teams. There might even be about 10 or 12 teams that could say this year, yeah, we've got an expectation to go up, but only 3 can go. So there's going to be a lot of disappointed teams.
Absolutely, like I say, man. You know what I mean? It's all there is about maybe the last 10 to 12 games of us. You see teams really push for it, and really go for it. And Karanka, you got to understand, man. He's one of the managers, but he's very, very stubborn. I feel, and you tell him something, if he doesn't want to do it, he'll try and sort of do it his own way. And he's walked out because he's probably sick of everyone talking about him, putting him in a negative light. He wasn't doing a bad job, mate. Like I say, there's 4 points off the playoffs. I wonder if you can get rid of him.
It's in the middle of a transfer window.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a bit daft.
It is a strange one. Talking of transfer window, Patrick Wheatley, thanks for getting in touch, Patrick. How many do you think the Borough are going to be getting in the transfer window? Do you see a lot of incomings and outgoings, mate?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't. No. I don't. Listen, I know George South came out a permanent player.
Yeah.
And I just, when I seen it, I thought, I don't want that to be our only player we signed for 8 million, because we all knew it was going to go through.
Yeah.
Like I say, this Des bloke, if we bring him in a bit more money, we do need positions to be filled, James.
Yeah.
And we know this, and it means money has to be spent.
Yeah.
And it isn't just a championship. You see in every single division now, if you want to win things, you want to do things, the way football's going, you almost have to buy that sort of.
You have to invest in it a little bit.
You have to buy, you have to do it. And as much as you say, I don't know about the wage bill, there's players at a football club there, whereas we could free up that wage. And if you want me to name them, I can name them off my head. You got the likes of Rudiger Stead.
Is the problem though people taking them on? Is that the issue, that people might not want to take one of the wages?
The wages of Borough are mental.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's already come out and said it. I mean, I think Rudy's on about 45k a week. And the guy doesn't get played. And then you got the likes of Ledbetter, who will be on a couple of thousand, etc. And it goes on, the list goes on. If you've got a Rudiger Stead there, 45k, and Ipswich wanted him, well, no one can afford 45k a week for a striker. At the end of the day, we've bought players, we've took them on, we've paid their wages. And I just feel like it's a bit daft because there's other players now that maybe Borough want. I mean, listen, we've seen that apparently 2 possible transfers got scrapped during last week.
Yeah, because
wrong reasons. Agents trying to take the club for a ride, but at the end of the day, we don't even know who these players were.
Yeah. I know CB Gaming, thanks for watching again, mate. You've been in touch with us and said, I think we'll get 2 more players, being Ridewald and Zardes again mentioned, or maybe another attacker. What do you make of what we've been linked with so far? Does it excite you? Or you mentioned about Zardes,
Zardes, honestly, he's a really good player, but the one thing that lets you sort of mind go is he's in the MLS.
Yeah, and it's a settling in. I think we'd be asking a lot for him to come in this month and expect him to deliver straight away.
It's a new culture. Do you know what I mean? America and everything else, he's trying to adapt to Billy Teesside and the bongo on a Saturday night. It's a lot different than what it is going to Columbus Crew. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They probably have really nice bars, and we've got flares on a Saturday. We shut at 3 a.m.
Don't knock flares.
Listen, no one knocked flares, but bongo is a different story for Zardes. It's one of them whereabouts he's got to, you know what I mean, adapt to everything. But listen, if he comes in, right, and he was 10, 15 goals in his first season, you wouldn't say he had a bad season. But it's the adapt level that you've got to sort of get used to.
And can we afford to make someone, give them that settling in period to do that when we're in the middle of a promotion push?
Listen, well, that is a pretty good point. I mean, is there any transfers that excite you? You know what I mean? Is there any ones that you've seen and you think...
I would rather than look at, like you said, players from the MLS or abroad. I would rather look for players that are in this country already, and even if that's a league below us, I would rather take a punt on lads like that than players from America. That's the way I would be looking at things, to be honest. But again, even players in the Championship and in the first division, you're looking at high transfer fees, like you've already mentioned there about George Saville. Madger at Sunderland, centre forward, we've been linked with. They'll be after good money for him, and that's a lad that's only played Championship and First Division football in his career. So,
and even talking wages, George Saville, I think we had to triple his wages in order to get him to come here. And how much was that? I think he was only on. Was it 6-7k?
He'll be on a decent wage here. So that's the problem you take when you're bringing in players from this country.
Absolutely.
So thanks for your opinions, everyone, on the transfer window. Going to have a look now at the Birmingham game the weekend.
Scenes.
On paper, before the game, everybody I think expected it to be a difficult match. I mean, they've only lost before Saturday 1 game at home all season. Tony Pulis kept the side that started at Derby in the last league game. Would you have made any changes to that team before the game, or were you happy with that lineup?
When I seen it and we were talking about it, and then it clicked and I thought, that's the same team that did Derby. And the way we played against Derby, and I thought it's the same players, and if we go down, they know what to do because they did it at Derby. And it all linked in well, and I thought, I seen one of our best performances of the season in a long time at Derby County. So when I seen the same team, I thought, no, do you know what? He's got that right then. You know, Jordan Ewing for me was the most disappointing player on the pitch for me.
Well, I think the first half bore out what you said, because the first half they played really well. There was a bit of a cagey opening to begin with, but then Hugel had some chances, didn't he, which he didn't take. And then Lewis Wing got on the end of Dale Fry's cross to his first goal. Again, you just can't keep that lad out the headlines, can you?
Honest, mate, to think he wasn't even playing in the Football League a few seasons ago.
Less than 2 years ago.
And he's putting out in 2013 the things I do to be a professional footballer. You look like he's been playing the game for years. Lewis Wing, he's such a talented kid. And I think he's only young. He's 24, 26.
He's 23, 24. I
mean, listen, man, the lad working has had a kitchen installation place a few years back, and I got told at work today by someone. Only 2 years ago, he's working there now. He's becoming a hero for the borough, but he took his goal well. But okay, his assist for Brits.
Well, again.
Come on.
It's great stuff, and a great point there by CB Gaming. How much has he actually saved us in the transfer market? Because he could be that number 10 we've been looking for. And I know people have been crying out all season, give him his chance. And I think Tony Pulis now has decided, this lad you can't ignore him any longer. He might have saved us a whole lot of money in the transfer market.
I personally feel we went out to get George Saville because we didn't have a Lewis Wing.
Right.
Same position, same sort of work rate. We needed a number 10. We are all saying, this Lewis Wing comes on the scene. We've seen him a couple of games. Then he scores a bang against Palace, and everyone went, hang on a minute, George Saville, go over there somewhere, because this kid, he's got it. He's got it. And if we keep playing the way he's playing, in a couple of years' time, I promise you this, he'll be in a top 6 team.
In the Premier League,
the Premier, because he's got that talent. You can't tell me that in a few years' time, if he's coming on the way he's coming on now, he won't be playing for like of Arsenal and they're number 10. And
that's some, like you said, some transformation for a lad that less than 2 years ago was playing Northern League football.
He's such a talented kid, mate. He really is. And I say, just his assist, I just thought he's an intelligent footballer, and in football you don't get that many footballers at such a young age, but he's intelligent, he can read a game.
Yeah, and with so little experience as well. You think he's not even really done a full season of league football yet, because he went out on loan to Yeovil last year for the second half of the season, played at Yeovil, and this year he's been in and out the squad. It's only been the last month or so that he's started to get plenty of game time.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It just says he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Honestly, mate, it's just the talent he's got in. But then look at him, look at Taverner. I just think there's two different players there. There's one that's leaps and bounds above the other. And Lewis Wing, I say, man, shout out to his dad Jason. I talk to him regularly. But I told him on Saturday night, I said, the kid for me's been man of the match for 3 games in a row. Derby County, he was unreal. Yeah. Then he scores a banger, obviously.
Peterborough, come on, yeah.
And what a goal! And then it just he plays with confidence.
Yeah.
Look at the goals he's scoring. Look, you know what I mean? It's that pass. That pass for me is pass of the season.
And it wasn't just a hit and hope. You could see him actually look up and he quickly played the ball to Brit.
It looked like he's almost slashed it, but the way he gets it between 2 defenders, the pace on it right, just so it sits comfortably for him to dig it over, and anything about the move. Was spot on.
I mean, just going back a little bit on the game, I mean, I think everybody knew, with a home record as good as they had Birmingham, at half-time, for all it was only 1-0, you were expecting a bit of an onslaught from them second half.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they delivered it,
didn't they? But it's only because we went back to our old ways.
Good point, mate, good point. What did it disappoint you? Do you think we really should have carried on in the same vein as we did in the first half and really gone, but do you think...
Yeah.
Do you think we sort of like wanted to protect what we had and got a little bit...
we did.
Yeah.
Disappointing because at half time everyone in that concourse was positive and everyone was saying we're going to be home and drive to get another one. I'm not even being biased when I say it. Birmingham did not even have a sniff in the first half. We could have been 3-4 up and not one Birmingham fan in that stadium would have said any different because we were first half. Looking at it, I'm thinking, this is the best football I've seen us play with Ratton. We
could have had a few penalties as well. There was 1 or 2. There was definitely the one where
was it more Besic that went over or something?
Yeah, I think it was it Besic or was it? It might have been.
Saville
got brought down. Yeah, got took down by the keeper. Now, but then again, at the start of the second half, did you think they were going to get a penalty for IR? I thought
it was a penalty, but what I liked about IR of that game is he didn't lose his head once, and their players. Che Adams, was just he was trying to frustrate him so much, and it was clever what Ayala was doing. Because in the end, he got the lad booked. You know what I mean, for diving, and it was clever. But their goal came because I'm not joking. For 20 minutes, it was just we couldn't get out, and there were batterers and batterers. When they got the goal, I thought, you know what it is? It's nothing more than what they probably deserve. Because a few of their fans were saying that they probably deserved a point. Well, based on our first half performance, if we'd have got a point, I'd have been pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I must admit, it was a good goal by Adams. What did you make of his performance? He was up front with Jukovic on Saturday, took his goal well. Would he be someone that would interest you in coming here this week?
Oh, yeah. Mate, he's a workhorse. Yeah. He worked his socks off for Birmingham. He's going to be their man of the match on Saturday.
Right, yeah.
Jukovic, for me, didn't do that much of a great deal. You can see that he's almost like Adams to get it and play Jukovic in.
But they work well as a two together, don't they?
Absolutely, 22 goals between them this season. But Che Adams, if we could get someone like him, the pace, the movement, and again, as soon as he gets the ball, I mean, he had 2 border defenders around him. Yeah. The ability to turn and shoot.
Do you think if he came here, though, he'd be playing on his own up top?
Oh yeah, be on his own. Be on his own. But even if you had him and Sambalonga, you know, Uriel now, he's kind of out of favour. I mean, we got Sambalonga. 9 goals in all competitions, and the guy sat on the bench. Yeah. For me now, you're gonna have to be playing him.
It's a fair point, but do you honestly think that Tony Pulis will start with Hugill or Britt on Saturday?
It's got to be Britt. It has to be Britt. When you've got a goal scorer that's in the form he's in, what is it now? 3 goals in the last 2.
Yeah, 3 and 3.
Yeah, or 3-3. Yeah. When you got to go, how can you not be playing him?
I think he'll start with Hugill on Saturday.
Do you think so? He looks a different player. Yeah. Since the Bad Apple Braithwaite's left, Sambalonga looks a different player.
I don't know if he likes to play Hugill almost like a battering ram. When you're playing up front on your own, I think it's a thankless task. And when you're up against 2 big centre-halves like he was on Saturday, you get kicked from pillar to post. And I don't think that suits a Sambalonga at all. No. And I think maybe I don't know, Hugill maybe takes the battering for 60 minutes, bring Sambalonga onto the last half hour when he's fresh, and maybe do a little bit of damage then. I don't know. I can't see Pulis starting with Sambalonga, so
I think you are right there. Let's say when Hugill went down 3 or 4 times in the first half and getting elbows in the back of the head. Yeah. And Brigham made it look easy. Just strode on, put it in the back of the net, and just ran off like this just to say, Jordan, take this game, mate. Take this game.
David Jackson, thanks for watching, David, and thanks for your contribution. You've said, Wing made the difference in August too when we played well.
Yeah, I remember seeing Bristol City away. It takes me back to when you know what I mean. That's when I think we first seen him. We said that guy's got talent.
Yeah. CB Gaming again, another good point. I would like Hugel with Britt and Wing behind. Clayton, Howson and Saville in midfield. It's a fair point. I mean, I could see that working. The only thing is then you're leaving out Besic, which I don't think some people would complain about at the minute, would they?
He's winding me up. Besic. And on Saturday was I was almost going to scream at him. Last season he came in and Mo Besic was, you know, a breath of fresh air to us.
He was, yeah.
Someone we hadn't seen. He was bringing new things to the game. And this season, at the start of it, at times, he looked like he wasn't interested in playing for us. He was just here for whatever. Saturday, he gets the ball. And why can't he just pass it off? He sees the old man and thinks, hang on, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take on 1,500 players and then I'm going to try and get the ball to you past 5 other players. Because on Saturday, there was a time when he had the ball, he had George Friend on the left and he went, span south round, lost the ball.
Yeah.
Does it not wind you up that way when you see that and you think, you keep all the
ball?
I
think he does sometimes have a tendency to hold onto the ball a bit, doesn't he? But maybe that's because he can't find a pass or someone to pick out, so he's thinking, rather than give it away and play a straight pass, I'll hold onto the ball. So
yeah, it's just
maybe it's up, but I get where you're coming from with that. I mean, on Saturday, I must admit, I think we were all a little bit concerned when they equalised. 10 minutes to go, you're thinking, I can only see this maybe going one way, but end up with nothing. And then, like you say, great bit of vision from Lewis Wing, great finish from Britta Sombolonga. Quite ironic when you think the man on the opposite bench was a manager that paid £15 million for him.
Exactly.
And he delivered like that.
Exactly.
A lot of people were saying after the game, that's probably our most important win of the season, that AJ.
Yeah.
Would you go along with that?
Yeah, listen, Birmingham City, unbeaten in the last 5 games, home and away. We knew, mate, going into it, how tough this game was going to be up to. We knew they were going to come out with everything. But the way we played, and I just thought, that's a different butter.
Yeah.
4 games unbeaten, and I think we are.
Yeah, since Sheffield Wednesday on Boxing Day.
And I just feel like our form, maybe it's has turned now. And I tell you now, ever since that Derby game, away from home, whether we concede or whatever, I know, because I've seen it, and we've all seen it, we have the fighting spirit back in that team. Yeah,
no matter what, there was a lot of character showed by that team on Saturday. Good play in the first half against a tough team there, a really hard-working team, physically hard.
Yeah.
Went there, bossed the first half, I think, after the first 15 minutes. Yes, we sat back a little bit second half, but then had the setback with them equalising and then responded straight away.
Yeah.
Big 3 points on the road, that, isn't it?
Massive, but I also feel a bit sorry for Dale Fry. I've got to be honest, because they seen him and the guy must have said, look, lads, he ain't a right back. He is a centre-back. And they were overrunning him, and I think their goal came partly because they were just putting damage to him.
I know you were bigging up Jax McGoma for his second half performance, weren't you? He came into the game more, didn't he, on Saturday? Yeah. After our match, when you check through the other results as well at the weekend, it now means we've got a 5-point cushion to outside the playoffs, and now we're only 4 points off the top 2, which probably after Sheffield Wednesday on Boxing Day, you were thinking top 2's gone this year.
Listen, just watch my interview, you'll soon find out.
We're only 4 points away now. Things are starting to close up again at the top. Do you think there's a genuine chance we could get top 2 this year now, mate?
I did say every game as it comes. I did say that. But no, listen, if we want to be up there, mate, you've got to start believing it.
Yeah.
And I think if the fans believe it, it rubs off on the players and they believe it.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in your own hype, though. Just believe it's there for you. And we all love the fairy tale end and everything else. We all love to see the Borough do well. There's our games coming up, and I look at our next 5 games and I think, they, for me, are do or die.
Yeah, we've got a monster month next month in February. I think we've got 3 in a row, haven't we? We've got West Brom away, Leeds at home, Sheffield United away.
Them 3 there, a massive fixture. If you can get past all them right, and you can take 7 points out of the 9, if you could.
Yeah. That'd be huge, that.
There's no one in this league that can say, Borough won't do it. Borough won't get top 2.
Yeah.
No one in this league can say that, because we're going up against the top 3, probably informed sides. West Brom, drawn with Norwich. Sheffield United, who have been up there for most of the season, and then Leeds United, who top the league.
Yeah.
You take 7 points. Listen, if you can take 9 out of 9, I'm jumping off top. I'm going to jump off top of the transport.
Stop it. Stop you. Stop you. You won't get yourself into trouble.
But that's what I see. So when you know, answer to your question, Nick, he sees going top 2. If we can get something out of the next 5 games, mate, then the show after the Sheffield United game, I'll either be buzzing my life, or I'll be swimming somewhere trying to get back to the shore, because it'd be unbelievable. But I just think, do we need to do more business in the transfer market to try and get to where we need to be? Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. But there's also a danger if you do too much, maybe, that you could
unsettle it. Put off and you know what I mean? But also, on that respect, fight for position.
Yeah.
But I just think, do you really want to disturb or disrupt the team and how it's playing right now? Because we are seeing our form change. Do you know what I mean? And this is Butter. Do we bring in more players and say, right, look, you're not playing, right, but he's not playing. And it's one of them where, do you believe
it can change very quickly? I think it's there. It's there. 4 points is nothing to make up at all. But I think what I would say is you take it one game at a time.
Yeah.
And I think this Saturday we'll look at it a little bit more depth at the minute.
Yeah.
Millwall at home. Matthew Groves, he must have been looking at the script and he said we're a different team away from home, and I think he's quite right. I know Guesty's been banging on about that for weeks, and that's a big test on Saturday. When we're at home, when the onus is on us to attack, can we deliver? And it's a bit of an issue, and I think Millwall's going to be the same on Saturday. So yes, it's great to be enthusiastic and really like bulling the team up, but we don't want to get too carried away because it could come all crashing down again.
Seen last season, everyone was going on Butterfan TV, Aston Villa versus like, this is it, we're going up, and then half the people said didn't even come on in the second leg. But no, it's one of them where I totally agree. It's one game at a time, mate, and we'll just see what happens. Yeah. I mean, again, there's been some other people mention other clubs and other situations. Hull, they're on a fantastic run. Is that 6-7 in a row they've won now? Fantastic run. And another point there, Fulham this time last year, they'd just come to the Riverside, done a bit of a smash and grab on us, beat us 1-0 with a last minute penalty. Don't look at me, it was a title of the interview, that one. And then, there you go. And then after that, they ended up going up, didn't they? They just missed out on automatic, went up through the playoffs. So I think 4 points is nothing to bridge at this stage of the season, is it? And when you look at it now, you're just hoping that someone has a bit of a dodgy spell at Norwich. Norwich they're not up to the winning ways that they were before. No. I don't fear Norwich at this moment in time because of their recent performances, and I think you're starting to wobble. We wobbled already. We've gone for our long sticky pass, let me tell you that. I think Leeds are obviously, they're just staying very consistent. Are they going to fall away at any point? But it could happen. It could happen. I mean, they haven't got a massive gap between them and third place at the minute. I think there's 4 points between them and third. Is it 11 for us, or is it a bit short? 9 points? We're 9 points off Leeds. 9 points now. Is it 9 or 8? 8 might be 8. I think it's 8 points. But even so, it's not that far away. No, 8 points. It's not far away when you've got them to come here as well. So there's plenty of time to turn it all around. I think there's 19 matches, a hell of a lot of football to be played, mate. Unreal. So like I say, 2 great results on the road in the league now at Derby and Birmingham. I think everyone would have probably settled for 4 points beforehand from them 2 games. Big match now Saturday. Millwall at home. Expectations are going to be there, especially as we miss our league game the following week. That Bristol City game's off now because we've got the Newport Cup match. It's crucial we get 3 points on Saturday. Got to win. Not one excuse, because you know for the fact that against Newport, you're not going to see the same team's going to be playing Saturday. Millwall at home, physical side. You see it at their place. They're at you. They're in your face. And no different Saturday. They're going to know about our pesto. Well, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Pesto then. They're going to know about our pesto. No, they're going to know about our past results down here. They're going to get at us. Do you know what I mean? They're going to be physical. They're going to be in our faces. But if we can just put the performances in that we see away from home at home, mate, it's going to be a fortress of Riverside. That's what we've got to turn it into, and I think that's the concerning thing in a way. I think we've got the second best record away from home in the Championship this season, yet we're about 11th best for home, and that's, if you just think we could just maybe improve that home form a little bit, we've got a great chance of going up automatically this year. Yeah, it's worrying, and it's worrying in many aspects, the fact that our away form is maybe a bit better than our home form, and let's like everyone come out on Saturday and said, let's turn it around. Let's have them both the same. And listen, there'll be no more complaints anymore. And do you think that's because of the way we set up? It's our approach is because our away form is better than our own. At home, you should be more attacking than what you are away. Would you like to see 2 men up front at home? Mate, it's got to be 2 up front at home. At home, what have you got to lose? You've got the 17,000, even though it should be 32,500 at home. Behind you, you should be the 2 up front. You should just be going at the team 100% because you've seen it throughout the season. 1 up front. The players get frustrated. We end up losing the game 1-2-0. So I think 2 up front. And if you had a Sombalonga and Hugill up top, it's only going to boost both the confidence, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is, mate. I mean, going back that first day of the season when we played Millwall away, glorious sunshine down in Bermondsey. It was absolutely baking hot, wasn't it? Phil top off and we scored 2-2. That's early around, man. I mean, in fairness, we were outplayed for 70 minutes that day. We got battered, until Pulis brought Wing, Tav and Fletcher off the bench, and then it all started to change, and we pinched an unlikely point. They've struggled though this season, the Lions. I mean, last year they just missed out on the playoff. I mean, it was a huge game when they came here at the end of last season. Yeah, it was. But they've struggled. I think they're currently 20th in the table. They're only 5 points. Is that where they are? 20th, yeah. I thought they were a bit higher up. 5th bottom they are, mate. 5 points ahead of the relegation zone. Wow. Has that surprised you? Considering obviously, massively, considering where they were last year. I thought Millwall were. I thought they were up there, to be honest.
No, mate,
look at me
no,
now, I look like a great
honestly.
idiot. I actually thought they were higher up than what they were, Millwall. Well, saying that now, I mean, I don't know what I
You
think about
definitely
this
want
week.
2 men up front now, don't you?
I want 3 points now, I know about the league, but at the same time, it's that thing of, if you're down near the bottom, they're going to be fighting.
Anyone can take points off anyone
They're
in
going
this
to be
league,
fighting.
can't they? Yeah.
And, you know, it's one of them where, listen, their team has got strength and depth. They've got a great player, Wallace, who's best mates with Savile. If we would have brought him here, maybe it would have changed things. Morrison up front, he's been around donkey's years, and he knows Borough.
Experienced player though, and he can cause you some trouble, can't he?
Absolutely, do you know what I mean? He's not afraid to get in there, you know what I mean? And again, he knows what the goal is.
Yeah.
I think they play one up front as well.
Yeah, they do, yeah. More often than not, they will play one, and I'm pretty sure they will on Saturday,
Yeah.
just to frustrate us, because they'll want to pack the midfield
They'll be
and
happy
the
with a point,
defence.
I reckon.
Oh, they'll be
Coming
delighted
down
to get
here,
a point.
I reckon, to get a point.
Yeah.
But now you put it into perspective of we're 4 points and Borough have a cushion of 7th. It's important that now that we go to every single game believing that we can get the 3 points.
Yeah. We've got games like this. No disrespect at all to Millwall, decent championship team on the day, but we've got to be making sure we get the 3 points on Saturday.
If we left the stadium Saturday with a point, I think the fans would be disappointed.
Yeah.
You're at home, and like I say, home advantage. You have to be beating the teams at home. You have to be beating them.
Yeah.
No excuses.
So with that in mind, then, mate, Nick on the chopping block. What's the score going to be?
I've been pretty close, you know. I said 2-0 against Birmingham.
Yes, yeah, you weren't far off, mate.
Cheers, Borough. I'll go. Do you know what? I'll go for the 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah, I'll be happy with 1-0.
Yeah, I think we'll win it 2-0 Saturday. 2-0. James on the camera. Score prediction, mate.
2-1 Borough.
2-1 Borough. 2-1. Clean
bad,
sweep.
not
Here.
bad.
God, you know what happens next then, don't you, mate?
We were all jumping in the sea.
There's a few people there threatening to push you off the
I
transport.
guess he's going to chuck me off the top of it, man. That's the guy himself down, I chuck him off.
Well, mate, thanks for joining us
problem.
tonight.
Thank you,
Enjoyed
man.
it.
Yes.
I'm afraid we're out of time, Borough fans. Thanks for watching and for all your contributions as always.
Class.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Look out for the features ahead of the weekend's game with Millwall. There'll be stuff going on.
Yeah.
The lads will be at the Riverside on Saturday with your interviews after the game as well, for your post-match views after the big game with Millwall. So from all of us here at the Monday Night Club, good night everybody, and up the Borough.
Peace.